As you already know, when we get out there on the water, we have nothing but the best of intentions. We get out there, try and set everything up, and hope for a good day, and hope that if we line it all up, everything will come out just right. But as you already know, that's not always the case, just like some of the instances we'll see in this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. Our first story to make the boating news this week is going to take us up to the Pacific Northwest and the treacherous Oregon coast, where this was the scene just a few weeks back when the Coast Guard received a distress call from a vessel approximately 10 nautical miles offshore saying they were taking on water and were in big trouble. And this is the scene as the Coast Guard tries to make its way out to this crew. These images were captured by U.S. Coast Guard Lifeboat 47313, dispatched from the Umpqua River U.S. Coast Guard Station responding to the call. Here it can be seen as they come out of the Umpqua River bar and they battle 12 to 14 foot seas as they try and get out to the crew. The Coast Guard actually winds up lowering a rescue swimmer down to the vessel as well. With the type of conditions they're battling as they try and make their way out, it's quickly determined they're not going to be able to tie up to the vessel offshore, and somebody's either going to have to swim the crew of the disabled vessel over to the Coast Guard vessel or assist in at least getting them on board. Here you can see the struggles the Coast Guard even has trying to get the swimmer on board as they battle the seas that start peaking at 14 to 16 foot the further offshore they go. When the Coast Guard arrives on the scene, they notice the two crew members have already donned their survival suits, so quickly the U.S. Coast Guard swimmer jumps into action to assist in getting the crew off the sinking fishing vessel over to the lifeboat. But these images really show you just what the Coast Guard has to deal with on a daily basis. Fortunately, in this situation, both crew members were successfully rescued without injury. The vessel, unfortunately though, the conditions were a little too rough for the Coast Guard to hook a tow up, and it is believed the vessel did eventually sink. But great job by the boys in orange here getting everybody back safely. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us all the way over to Europe and the Irish coast, where this was the scene this past week when a French fishing trawler that was visiting the Dingle Harbor Marina in the County Kerr was trying to back into a slip. It wound up colliding with a Marina pontoon, damaging the pontoon itself and several vessels that were tied along it. Local reports say the visiting trawler was reversing at the time of the incident, and several small motorboats, rig boats, and the southern section of the marina infrastructure were all capsized or damaged during the collision with the trawler. Fortunately, in this incident, there were no injuries reported as nobody was on board any of the vessels except for the trawler at the time of the accident. There currently is an investigation underway to try and determine the cause of the accident, whether it was possibly mechanical or human error, and recovery has started as they've started to remove some of the vessels from the scene. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to the Canary Islands, and this might possibly be one of the wildest stories I've seen this year, as this image was caught by Spanish authorities while they were doing a routine inspection around the hull of the oil tanker the El Athene 2, where they quickly discovered 3 stowaways on the rudder of the vessel as it pulled into port. The oil tanker had just completed a 2,700 nautical mile journey, leaving Nigeria, winding up in the Canary Islands. The 3 stowaways were believed to have boarded the vessel in Nigeria and hid on the rudder and possibly using the steering gear room above the rudder for shelter during the trip. Surprisingly, the 3 stowaways somehow made the entire 2,700 nautical mile journey in this situation, only to be discovered here at the last second by the Spanish authorities. The 3 stowaways, since being discovered, have been turned over to immigration authorities in the Canary Islands, and they do expect to be deported back to Nigeria. I thought this was a really wild scene, but the more I read into this is not the first time, even this year, this has happened. In fact, Spanish authorities are claiming just recently they've had 3 such incidents where Nigerian migrants had been caught hiding in the steerage of large vessels entering the Canary Islands. Several local media sources in the Canary Islands actually reached out to government officials to ask what actually happens to these migrants when they arrive in this manner. The local officials claim they are typically sent back to their country of origin at the cost of the shipping company since they arrived on their ship. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us down to the Florida Keys, where this was the scene this past week when the U.S. Coast Guard Station Marathon received a call of a vessel overturned approximately 10 nautical miles north of Marathon Key. A U.S. Coast Guard rescue vessel was quickly launched to the scene. Upon arriving, they found 5 people in the water. Fortunately, everybody was wearing a life jacket, and they were able to successfully pull all 5 people without injury onto the rescue boat. Another good job by the boys in orange. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up on Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your story over here, just like Thomas Fitz, Daniel Hathaway, Bryce Clark, and Sattler did this week. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here. If not, we're coming to steal your drain plug.